Good morning, Nerdventures, Broke Ventures, visitors to DOS Tower. Hope you're doing well. We'll get started in just a couple minutes. Do me a favor and smizzash all over that like button. No mercy. See you soon. Nerdventures, you know, feeling a little nostalgic. Don't mind me if I make a grand entrance. Oh, hello there. Now, I know what you're thinking. How did I get those sunglasses on in the helmet? Don't think about it. What the fuck? All right. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Look, I don't know what the deal is with the hearts, okay? I'll be honest with you. That part vexes me. I'm not sure. Not sure what's going on with that. But regardless, we are here a little bit earlier than normal today. Switch out of these real quick. Yeah, we're in here. What up, everybody? Welcome. Welcome to the show. A lot to get into today. There were a ton of little stories that I wanted to sort of touch on yesterday. One being Kathleen Kennedy forever. Maybe you guys didn't hear, but we've got Kathleen Kennedy forever coming in, taking over Star Wars for the foreseeable future. A lot of mixed feelings about it. Look, here's the deal. I'm not going to be a super wet blanket about it, but I do have to discuss why I think it's a terrible idea. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. There's also some Snyder Cut news that's pretty positive, so we're going to sprinkle that in as well. Snyder Cut seeming pretty dope, and also the possibility of getting a Snyder Cut 2 and a Snyder Cut 3 seems pretty real. Jason Kilar seems like he's a good egg. Which is cool because I said he was a while ago, and then I wasn't sure with some of the other shit that went down. But it seems like it's going to be okay. And then, of course, the main topic, the thing that we got to talk about, the thing that's going to get everybody's proverbial panties in a bunch. What if there's no Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 3? There was a leak. Why do we have this, like, infomercial 80s... like doing Tybo or some shit kind of song going on. Anyway, regardless, there was a leak yesterday making the rounds on the internet, ladies and gentlemen. And man, I don't know what to believe anymore. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the possibility of Tobey and Andrew not being in Spider-Man 3. And then, honestly, how upset would we all be if that was the case? Like, I'm not trying to tell Marvel how to do their job, obviously. But I would just suggest that even if they aren't in the movie, figure it out. Put them in the movie. We're going to figure it out. But before we do any of that and get into the topics of the day, let's do a little show notes. Ladies and gentlemen, last night we had Darren's Danger Room program that I do with Miss Darren Wood. I thought it was an excellent show, as per usual. We argued a bit. We agreed a bit. That was a pretty cool show. If you didn't know about that, show happens Wednesday nights between 9 and 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's going to be really cool. Tonight, of course, we have After Dark. Al and Lav is coming back, giving you guys a dope stream, talking about all the nerdy things going on in the world. I assume they will touch on some Snyder Cut stuff, some stuff going into Falcon and the Winter Soldier, both of which release next week. I decided we will not be doing a watch party for the WandaVision gallery. I'm sure people will be staying up and watching it and talking on Discord. I just won't be one of them, as I have a lot of different things going on, just trying to figure some stuff out outside of YouTube, outside of this computer weird life that I live. So, yeah, we won't be doing that, which means, however, there will be a morning stream on Friday. So Friday, there will be a morning stream at 10 a.m. Make sure you are checking that out. Just so you guys know, it's kind of a thing we do now where the weeks that there's a show coming out that we're going to do like a breaking spoiler stream very early in the morning, we do not do a morning stream on those days because that feels really weird, like a double dipping exhaustion fest. So we don't do that. But those weeks that there are not a show coming out, we will do a morning stream for you guys. So regardless, there's a stream coming out Friday morning either way is kind of what I'm saying. This weekend, we are going to have a huge stream on Saturday for the Nerdventures, talking a litll bit more about nerd coins, some of the cool things that are going on behind the scenes. But the stream on Sunday, I am highly recommending, if you are a Nerdventure Prime member, please come to the stream on Sunday. I may even start a little earlier because I felt like the last few streams have not been that great, and I haven't been able to fully explain really how we're going to pull some of these pieces together and why I'm so excited about some of the things that we're working on behind the scenes. So that is your show notes, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's get into the news. Oh, baby, 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 baby. Where do we want to start? We're going to save the Tobey news for later. So it's between the Star Wars news and the Snyder Cut news. I think we should start with the Star Wars stuff, and I should talk a little bit about Kathy Kennedy. And then perhaps we should get into the Snyder Cut news, but I don't know how you guys want to do it. So here's what we're going to do. Put a 1 into the chat if you want to talk about KK first. Put a 2 into the chat if you would like to talk about the Snyder Cut first. Put those into the chat. I'll let you guys do your thing, and we'll see what's going on. Because, man, I thought about it while I'm waiting for y'all to do your thing there. Let me just start a little bit on the Kathy business. Well, it looks like we might do Snyder first, actually. But I'll say this. The Kathy Kennedy news, man. It's not even really news. It's more like indication of coming news. But it's enough news to get all of us to go, what? Like, all right, we might have to do a straw poll for this. This doesn't feel very scientific. Let's see here. A lot of 1s. Okay, there's a lot of 1s. There's a lot of 1s. There's a lot of 2s, though. All right, well, I'm just going to go with Kathy Kennedy first. Sorry, guys. So we'll go with Kathy Kennedy first, and then we will get into the second one. Now, look, here's what I want to say right off the bat. Okay? People think, some of you think that I don't know, maybe that like I enjoy complaining or whatever, right? And I'm so not that guy. Like, I think if you really take a step back and look at the content, like, I'm not really that guy. I think the trick is there are some of you out there that love it when I go for blood. And you just really like it. You're like, that is actually the Josh that I prefer. Like enraged Josh or freaking out Josh or whatever, that Josh is the one that I like. But then there are many of you that feel when I go into that mode, if it's against something you like, it's like not cool. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not cool. So this whole content creation thing is sort of a weird game, blah, blah, blah. The point is, I'm not just going to shit all over this decision, okay? And partially, I'm not just going to shit all over it because I understand the responsibility of the platform. I'm trying to be nuanced and I'm trying to be fair. Now, look, my interpretation of what that is, like, as long as I'm good with that, that's how I move forward. To be real, I'm not, like, super concerned about how every little person views how I'm using my platform or whatever, right? Stupid. So that's like the best I can do is say, I am trying. It may not feel like it sometimes, but I am trying. Ask the producers. They know how raw I can get behind the scenes. So, having said that, let's first talk about the good about Kathy Kennedy. Is there good in this decision? Can we extract some positivity out of this? Even if you are the biggest KK hater, even if you think she was the one that destroyed Star Wars, 100%, bar none, horrible person, the evil empress, could you extract good news out of it? I think you could. Let me explain. Even getting another person to come in and take over Star Wars doesn't really guarantee you of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really doesn't. In fact, I think a lot of times the grass greener on the other side sort of like idea is incorrect. You know what I mean? And for all of the problems, and I'm about to get into my full list, there is something to be said for stability. There is something to be said for the fact that this is a person that has working relationships with a lot of movers and shakers that are important to move and shake in order to get your films made. Okay? It's a capable president of, I would assume, a profitable company. You know what I mean? So, on the one hand, stability's good. So that's actually good. If you were just an investor in Disney, bereft of the whole Star Wars fan drama, you would look at it and literally be like, oh, okay, that's probably good. You know what I mean? Just on paper, that's a good move. Contract extension of a president that was handpicked by George Lucas. Come on the PR side of things, let's be real. If you weren't in it the way we are, and you were just a numbers guy, or you were just a stonks guy, you would view this through a positive lens. I also think it's fair to say, and I think that this is important to bring up, Star Wars has gotten better in a sense. Now, it's really fucking hard to say that for real, because it's like you drop episode 9, which to me, the more I think about it, the more I hate, and then you drop Mandalorian season 2. So technically, it's hard to say the content's getting better, but I could see how people are saying that, because if you really think about it, episode 9 is held captive by episode 8 and episode 7. It is a victim of the old way that Disney Star Wars was doing things. If you're being as charitable as you possibly can be, which is kind of what I'm doing in this example here, then you could say Lucasfilm has clearly turned it around, and this is under Kathy's direction. The Mandalorian season 2 is incredible, but not only that, The Mandalorian is just good in general, and its production and creation is later in the pipeline than the sequel trilogy. So you kind of like have to take the sequel trilogy out of it and focus on the new stuff. I also think at a time when you're developing all of this content, it could be bad to get rid of the president, cause like a kerfuffle online while you're looking for stability and trying to create this suite of shows. Okay, so there it is. There's like the most charitable fucking, okay, maybe it's not so bad take that I can give you. Okay, so that's the best I've got, and now I've got to get a little mean. Because, you know, I actually have personal history with criticizing Kathleen Kennedy online and getting like legit pushback from people that are associated with Disney. You know what I mean? Like, I can't prove it, but I've been told that we're on some sort of list because of videos I've made in the past, and we can no longer get press for Lucasfilm events. Now, one of the reasons I actually believe this is because one of the connections I have at one of these Comic-Con businesses is so thorough that this dude would know. He would know. Okay? Again, I can't prove it. It's all speculation. But I have personal history with doing what I thought was completely fair criticism of Kathy Kennedy and having what I consider to be asymmetrical backlash given to what at the time was a channel so insignificant that it's laughably petty that a corporation like Disney would come after them at all. Laughably petty to the degree that I still kind of don't believe it. You know what I mean? Like, I still kind of don't believe it. Like, come on, man. Disney? Really? No. Like, the den of nerds? Disney's afraid of the den of... Okay. Yeah. No, I don't believe that at all. However, you know, this is what's funny about this, too. My criticism of Kathy Kennedy has actually been incredibly consistent for years. My problem with her isn't actually even around the content, especially back in the day, because back in the day, I actually was way more into the sequel trilogy, you know, Disney Star Wars in general. Even back then, I mean, think about this. I was a guy that said more or less I enjoyed The Last Jedi out of the gate, and I was still saying that Kathleen Kennedy should go. Now, if you look at like the early videos that I made about this, my take on it was really simple. It doesn't have so much to do with the content that she's creating, although if she were making better content, or rather, if better content was coming out under her purview, it would obviously improve her approval rating, ability to, you know, make things go over well with the fandom, etc., etc. So, but like, beyond that, the content, my biggest issue with Kathy was always culture. Culture. As a company, culture is so important. It's something I think about often with the Den of Nerds. What kind of a culture are we building? What kind of incentives am I putting? What kind of transparency am I having with the people, the fans, the people helping us out, the people we work with, our brand and business partners? What is the culture of this company? And Lucasfilm, to me, had a caked in incredible culture coming out of the George Lucas era. I mean, it's kind of amazing. I mean, George, for all of his flaws, and despite even the prequel situation, I still believe just people loved Lucasfilm and they considered that business to be a good business. And that's despite George doing some shady things and doing some stuff to make money. Like he did. Of course he did. Absolutely. 100%. But he also like would bankrupt himself to make good product. You know what I mean? Like, and there was something there. To me, the culture of Lucasfilm now is so damaged. And just in the last couple of months, guys, I mean, like, look, if you're here, if you're a hardcore supporter, you already know what I'm about to say. The last couple of months have been absolutely horrible. Like, from a perspective of me with Star Wars. To get out of Mando 2, and then to have all of the little situations that have happened since then, it's like the brand can't get out of its own way to just allow the content to soar and be that the thing that drives the conversation. They literally can't. Because I think the culture around, and this is my biggest complaint with Kathy, is that she has either created a culture that is, like, to me, morally whimsical, way too ideological. It doesn't even have a base other than just, like, it feels like Mean Girl shit. It feels like they created, like, a Mean Girl company over there. It's petty, it's stupid, like, it just, to me, it seems like the worst. But either she created that specifically or she allowed it to happen, and it doesn't matter which, because as the leader, you own that shit. You own that shit. So to me, the culture at Lucasfilm, this is the biggest problem I have. Mando 2 is great. The content might be great. We might keep flying and soaring. It doesn't even matter. Do you understand that the news cycle around Star Wars is toxic? It's toxic. That is at least in part at the feet of the president of the company that has had every major decision from Lucasfilm hitting their desk since the time of purchase. And that's just logic. You know, you move up the cars in the train, and then eventually you get to the conductor. It's the last car. It's the one that's driving the whole train. If you want to control what's happening in the train, cars down the line, or even things that are left on the tracks behind you, you have to control the engine room. Where is the brain? What is the thing that is creating all of the motion and principles within the company? To me, it just sucks. Now, here's the ugly, because I haven't even really got into the ugly. That's just the bad. The ugly is where the rubber meets the road. The ugly is where that bad culture then wants to preserve itself for nothing but the sake of preserving itself. What I mean is this. If this... let me explain. If this is a move by Lucasfilm and Disney to try to forcibly submit the idea that Disney Star Wars is a success, and they're sort of trying to create the idea of confidence, brand unity, and all of the things that they wish the shitty current culture of Lucasfilm was able to achieve, and they just literally present it as such and just try to deny reality, then they are going to cause even worse problems for that brand. Now, here, to sort of play even devil's advocate to my own point here, is that at this point, I frankly cannot decide, I cannot wrap my head around how much damage is actually legitimately being done to this brand, because and this is something I was trying to tell people about going into episode 9. I was looking at data that had suggested that the massive brand drop off had already happened. Like, we're just seeing it sort of in motion. You know what I mean? That brand damage had already been done, that there were a lot of people proverbially checked out. And so this gets into territory that, like, legitimately I probably have ideological differences, not only with many of you, but with other executives, with other people in businesses, etc., etc. I will probably for the rest of my life get into arguments like this. And the argument I'm about to make is that consumer behavior and the patterns of behavior that consumers have and the ideas consumers hold about brands in their heads is the whole game moving forward. As things get democratized and as brand becomes more fluid across different mediums, technologies, etc., etc., I think it is paramount to, at the very least, let your actual fans have a lack of negative experiences in their brain when they literally make consumer behavior happen, possibly making purchases or whatever within your ecosystem. Like, it's just crazy to me. Like, I think Star Wars completely underestimates the brand damage they've done. I think Disney completely underestimates the brand damage they continue to do by trying to act like there is no brand damage. It's incredible. It's incredible to me. I find it fascinating. However, I guess, again, to sort of just wrap up in a seemingly more positive way, to go back to what I was saying before, if the content can soar, you know what I mean? Like, if the content can soar and it can really captivate people moving forward, and all of that happens under her watch, and she has like several more years of like putting out this incredible content, and more importantly, I think sets up the future properly, I think it's going to be a good thing. My personal fear is that this is Lucasfilm and Disney with an ego trying to save face, forcibly doing something they know is going to piss off a large portion of their fans, making a calculated decision that doesn't matter, and underestimating the millions of people like me that aren't going to hardcore come out and make anti-KK videos every fucking day, but personally feel like Star Wars would be much better without her, but mostly stay quiet about it. I think there's a large majority. I feel like there's a silent group of people out there that are reasonable but have serious complaints about Lucasfilm and Star Wars right now, and it doesn't necessarily matter how well their understanding of what's going on is. It matters what they think and how they spend their money. So for me, again, it's just mind-blowingly brain-numb dumb if they're doing it for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that makes sense. And now that everybody's super pissed off and fired up, we can probably just go into the next topic. Did we do it? Did we hit all the spots? Is everybody good? Everybody chill? Okay, here we go. Snyder Cut. Snyder Cut. Let's talk about the Snyder Cut. Can we talk about the Snyder Cut? I've been dying to talk about the Snyder Cut. Okay, let's talk about the Snyder Cut. So, people have been seeing the movie. I believe the social media embargo is about to lift, unless it already did. And, yeah, there's a lot of positive stuff being said, man. A lot of positive stuff. There was some negative stuff said by some people as well. I don't think this will be a universally loved movie. I think that if you like Zach's stuff, you will probably have the inclination to like this film. I think if you didn't like Zach's stuff, you might have the inclination to not like this film. And we will see how the cookie crumbles. But with regards to the Snyder Cut, one of the main, topics and frustrations for Snyder Cut fans and questions for other nerds has been about the future of that franchise with, Zach, maybe even Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, these characters. will we see a continuation of Justice League 2, Justice League 3? Now, there were always rumors and there were always fanboy dreaming that led us to believe that there would indeed be sequels. But if you've been following this story closely, if you've been following what Warner Brothers has been doing and not doing when it comes to promoting the Snyder Cut, it certainly felt like we were in uncharted territory. I did not feel comfortable saying for sure one way or the other whether we would be getting more Justice League or not. From my perspective, it always made complete and total sense to do Justice League 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Especially if the freaking thing does really well. And here's the thing. What does that mean, do really well, right? Well, I mean, in general, of course, HBO Max wants more subscribers. I personally think they've done a piss poor job of streamlining that. They didn't even have it all on one app. It's a lot's on them. It's not totally on the Snyder Cut. But I will say, to be fair, I did not think that the amount of financial support that HBO Max received was in proper ratio to the social media impact that the Snyder Cut movement was making. That in and of itself is an interesting observation. Perhaps it's not as powerful as a movement as it appears to be. Social media is something that can be manipulated, and that is pretty interesting because the dollars didn't make sense, ladies and gentlemen, when it came to the Snyder Cut early stuff. Now, let's fast forward to where we're at now. Where we're at now, it seems like HBO Max is pretty stable. Likely has good growth projections. I think the move to take all of the movies and put them onto HBO Max was brilliant. I think that will stabilize the app. I think they will actually have a pretty good growth in this year. But the Snyder Cut, if it pops on social media and gets even some haters to admit it was kind of cool, gets some middle of the road people to say I'd be into that, and gets every single fan this side of liking Superman to be open to the possibility of more of it and let that desire be known, man, again, I think they'd be pretty dumb not to do it, right? Because think about it. It gives you built-in content that I think you can develop absence of your own canon and probably unlikely for a much smaller budget if you let him play in Nightmare World. You know, post-apocalyptic Justice League stuff could be potentially cheaper in some ways. Then you blow your load with some crazy VFX, but like it could be a little more gritty. Talking maybe 100 million, 150 million per movie, 300 million. I mean, I think that's an incredible deal with what the telecommunications companies, they're looking for customer acquisition, right? Customer acquisition. They want them in the pipeline. They want them on HBO Max. I think it makes sense. I think it totally makes sense. And there are new reports. Grace Randolph is reporting she thinks it's now possible. That is fantastic news, guys, because if this happens, and again, this is speculation. This is definitely not real. I had been hearing some buzz and watching some conversations go on that made it seem like Jason Kilar was absolutely going to do the right thing, but was also getting frustrated with the Snyder Cut bros that were harassing him a little bit, okay? But it would appear, here's my fear was this, is Jason going to end up being like one of these Hollywood suit guys, one of these HBO Max guys, a guy like James Gunn, you know, and punch down, right? And just kind of be unnecessarily a jerk and not just understand internet culture. Dude, internet culture shits on people. My own fans shit on me all the time. You want to see the amount of boner jokes that have come my way in the last 7 days? It's called the internet, right? The internet giveth and the internet maketh you pay with boner joke. It's been written, okay? If this move happens and it happened from Jason Kilar, we owe this guy a lot, dude. It's a fantastic visionary CEO that's making some real shit happen in the middle of incredible controversy with a studio full of drama, crazy shit going on. I can't stand Warner Brothers. I think you want to talk about culture. Anyway, if this happens, man, and it looks like it could be happening, and we're going to get really hyped for Snyder Cut next week, and I'm very excited to check that film out with you guys in the watch party and do content about it. If this happens, I think we do owe Jason Kilar. You know what I mean? I do. That's just me, though. All right, now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Dun, 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 dun. Let's talk about Toby. Yeah, that's right. Tobey Maguire. You heard of him? You know this guy? You heard of this guy? You know about this guy? I'm a little worried. I'm going to be real. I'm a little worried. Toby, you son of a bitch. Feige, you cheeky motherfucker. Oh, man. I don't know why we have this crazy drop going on right now, but it fits my mood. Except, like, instead of happy dance vibes, it's like anger vibes. What is happening, Ryan? So, yeah, I don't know. Look, here's the point. If the Evan Peters thing was meant to soften the blow of a lack of Tobey. And I know, I can feel Darren, by the way. Funny story. So last night when we were talking last night, Darren's literally like, yeah, no, it would be chill. It would be fine. I wouldn't really care that much. And I'm like, I will rage. Like, I will rage like you've never seen. Okay, so let's talk about what happened yesterday. There was a leak that was spread around. I know, right? Darren was like, who cares? I know. Hey, that's fine. I'm still going to rage. Okay? I'm still going to rage. I got to beat me. Anyway. So yesterday, a leak surfaced online. This leak comes from a 4chan account that was also the same account that gave 100% accurate leaks for, I think it was Infinity War, like 8 months out. And I remember because when these leaks came out, dude, everyone was like, there is no goddamn way. These leaks sound ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Fat Thor, ridiculous. Hulk and Banner are the same person, ridiculous. You know what I mean? So, look. Let's talk about what the leaks said, but then let's also talk about how, like, I'm shell-shocked about leaks, and I can't believe anything anymore, and I don't know what to believe, and things are crazy. So let's just have an open, honest conversation about this. Let's just be real. We're all nerds here. We're trying to make sense of this. We're trying to figure this out, and I don't know what's happening. Okay? Now, all the usual suspects, all the usual people are talking about how Andrew and Toby are in the movie. Okay? This leak comes out, and it says some wild shit. Okay? A couple different things it says. It says that some of the characters coming in to Spider-Man 3 are actually not reprising the role of their other Sony version. Okay? Interestingly, Electro is just going to play like a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent or some shit. I don't even remember. But he's not Electro. Jamie Foxx is just like a dude. Right? What? That's crazy. That's pretty bizarre, you know, a little worrisome. The leak goes on to say that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield will not be in this film. Okay. Now, before we start crying, let us remember that when it comes to 4chan, when it comes to these leaks and all these leakers, man, this is just a weird, tough game. Like, legit, some of these people are just doing this just to set us up to have our expectations hurt. You know what I mean? So it's like a weird... The internet's weird. The internet is weird. So we must take this with DOS grain of salt. Now, does it mean anything that this is a guy that also got leaks right? For sure. But I'm still not ready to, like, give it my golden seal, like, hey, totally, yeah, no more Tobey, you know what I mean? But then I saw a set photo of Tobey in Hollywood yesterday. Like, straight up, dude, he's just in Hollywood. Meaning he's not in Atlanta. Meaning he's not shooting Spider-Man 3. So, what does it mean? I don't know. I mean, let's talk about the things we've heard. We've heard that it's possible that they're filming not just Spider-Man 3, but also filming like Spider-Man 4 or something Spider-Verse with Sony congruently with filming Spider-Man 3. In fact, Benedict Cumberbatch was just asked in an interview the other day, have you finished filming your scenes for Spider-Man 3? Do you know what he said? He said yes and no. Again, I brought this up to Darren and she was like, that doesn't mean anything. And I was like, we're going to fight again. But it totally does, dude. It totally does. It means something. Yes and no? What? When you combine that with the rumors that they're filming multiple Spider-Man movies at one time, I don't know. Strange things are afoot at the Circle K, Ted. And you know, what if Andrew and Tobey are filming something with Tom for Sony, not Spider-Man 3, but then they'll do like a post-credit scene that does appear in Spider-Man 3, because it feels like the Spider-Man 3 thing is really going to focus on Tom, his journey. Kraven the Hunter, I think, is real, regardless of whether that leak from yesterday is real or not. I think Kraven the Hunter is a real thing, Norman Osborn, and a lot of weird stuff going on around it. But the film, the narrative itself might drive a real Peter story home. And I think if we think about what just happened with WandaVision, that makes sense, right? WandaVision more or less sacrifices ancillary goodness to really focus on the character. And most people are fine with that. It's just like butthurt fans like me that are like, no, I want both. I want the mutants, you know? But the point is, they're showing us that while all of this connective tissue and all of this stuff that's going to lead to a really cool place is awesome and important, the characters are going to drive the stories, which is great. Which is great. But I still want all this wild ass shit, okay? I can't help it that in a time when Marvel took a complete year off, the rumor mill went crazy. You really think that's our fault? I also think there's so many scoopers and people out there that are onto shit, and there's clearly smoke where there's fire. Some people believe 100% of the leaks were accurate for WandaVision, but they just changed them. I don't know about that, but I do know it's possible Doctor Strange was cut out. It's possible some Mephisto stuff was cut out. It's possible some X-Men stuff was cut out. I don't know, but it's possible. So I guess I just kind of wanted to talk about this because I don't know if I want to do a full video on the leaks for Spider-Man 3. Maybe I should, but I wanted to at the very least introduce the conversation of, yo, this leak happened. People are saying there's no Spider-Verse, and I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. I guess what I'm saying is we're likely going to get some Spider-Verse stuff. It just might not be in Spider-Man 3. some of it actually might happen in Doctor Strange too. And considering that it's Sam Raimi and him and Tobey, you know, have their relationship, and actually they don't even have a great relationship from what I hear, but there's a professionalism there. I'm thinking maybe some of the Spider-Verse stuff is actually going to happen in the Doctor Strange movie. So, I don't know. Just kind of wanted to talk about it, guys. No hard and fast news on it. Just some questions. Anyway, let's get into the Q&A. See what y'all are saying in the chat. If you'd like to throw a super chat in, it would, of course, support the channel. We do appreciate it. And if you don't have any loot, please don't worry about it. And just throw your questions into the chat, and we'll get to some of those as well. Okay. Oh, man, I wish I knew who the... Oh, you know what? I think it's a Nerdventure that's returning. So welcome back, whoever you are. But the pinned comment on the stupid thing stopped me from doing it. Chris, welcome to the Nerdventures. You are a Nerdventure now. At the Nerdventure Prime level, and since you're a green badge, Chris, it looks like you just upgraded, so that's awesome. Thank you. T-Love with the $5 holla says, Roblox scares me. Make it go away. I actually just got into Roblox yesterday on the IPO, and I started playing some Roblox games. So T-Love, be careful what you wish for, because there might be Roblox everywhere. Den of Nerds Roblox games. Den of Nerds Roblox VR chat. Den of Nerds Roblox. Den of Roblox. I'm only half joking, by the way. Oh, Whitney says, with the can we talk about the Debate 8 Den of Nerds ending? Yes, so Whitney is, of course, referring to the fact that the finale of WandaVision is considered the best episode of WandaVision. Y'all are crazy, dude. Y'all are crazy. Even if you like that finale, there's no way it's the best episode. No way. But, you know, it's Adam's show, I guess. So he can cheat and lie and put out bad takes all he wants. The Joker Wild says, brings back infomercial music. Do you have a BF who you've lost and can't bring back to life? Probably a small family you want to start with that dead BF? If so, repeat after me. Hex it and perplex it. Nice, dude. I like that. Little infomercial. Yeah. Some people are still saying there could be a WandaVision 2, which would be wild. Rogue Soul says, just hearing KK's name at this point makes my blood start to boil. She is a coattail riding halfwit who got producer credit for fetching Spielberg his coffee. Obligatory Keanu Reeves is Ghost Rider or bust. Yeah, so, you know, it's funny, Rogue Soul. I know that's the impression a lot of people have of her. I don't actually have that impression of her. I dislike her for almost completely different reasons. I think she's a boomer. I think she's out of touch. I think she has super thin skin. I think she's petty. And I don't think she understands the modern internet at all. So I don't like her for, like, reasons. But I know people have that feeling that she's like this half-wit producer that blah, 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 blah. Bro, it's Hollywood. They're all worthless. Logan Moe says KK just needs to stay out of storytelling. Yeah, I mean, and I don't know how much she's been in storytelling. From what I understand, I mean, look, she's got obviously a really mixed bag of a track record. But we do have to admit that, like, Rogue One is an incredible movie that she came in and said, this is not going the right way, and they fixed. It's an incredible movie. Obviously, that didn't happen on some other movies, but it did happen on that one. So, take that for what you will. Yeah. Stevie says, the Spidey news is fake to take advantage of our current loss in faith in the leaks. Pietro will turn out to be legit Quicksilver, not the Fox version. He'll be similar, but Feige's version. Finally, how about that Debate 8 winner, Josh? Yeah, I hated it. Thanks, I hate it. Thanks a lot. I hate it. And yeah, a lot of people were saying the Spidey news is fake. It could be totally fake. It could be 100% fake. It could be the fakest of fake things that ever fake was on a fake Tuesday, fake day. Wait, what's today? Thursday? But, you know, you said something interesting there. Take advantage of our current lost faith in leaks. I mean, that shit's real, dog. Even I'm feeling it. you know? So, but appreciate you, Steve. Appreciate the love. T Love says, can we cast Tobey as Keanu's Ghost Rider? Jesus. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes, and that's an incredible idea. Logan Mo says, KK and her political agenda has cost them, bro. So, it's funny because I used to, like, really be resistant to this idea that she had a political agenda. But the more I think about it, like, even if she doesn't think of it as a political agenda, it is political in the way it's perceived. So it kind of is like mincing words. I think she really cost them by not understanding, like, just the way the internet was going. And there were some producer decisions that she made that were pretty terrible. I do reject the idea, though, that Kathy Kennedy is sitting there in boardrooms trying to inject leftist politics into shit. Like, no way. Did she look the other way if, like, Ryan wanted to do it or JJ wanted to do it or whomever? For sure. But I just can't imagine an executive at that level who's also comes from the world that Kathy comes from, because Kathy comes from, like, sort of an old school world. That's part of the reason why I think she doesn't understand the internet. She's a boomer. So I sort of reject the idea that, like, she's over there trying to turn Star Wars into an SJW company. But here's the thing. My problem is that she has allowed that perception of that story to permeate in such a way that people like you just feel that way. And I can't deny your feelings. Who am I to deny your feelings? Your feelings are going to affect your behavior. And in the market, when that comes to money, that's consumer behavior. You know what I mean? So while I, in a nuanced way, disagree with your point, I largely agree with the emotions that you're evoking. Keaton Haas says, unbelievable train analogy, Josh. Oh, thanks. Keaton Haas says, unbelievable in a good way. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Bill Billington, welcome to the Nerdventures at the Nerdventure Prime level. Definitely going to want to come by Sunday, brother. It's going to be a good stream. Sheev the Wise with a $5 holla says, Josh, I truly think we are not getting Tobey stuff until Doctor Strange 2. Makes the most sense to me. And remember, I said this. Are you asking me to make another 10,000 nerd coin bet? Because I can't do that. But I will remember that you say that, Sheev. I will remember that. And look, it is possible, brother. That's what today's stream is about. That's what we're trying to discuss is like, hey, maybe we do need to temper our expectations a little bit. And trust me, it stings. I can feel all of you that are like, told you so, told you so, told you so, told you so. I feel it. I feel it. And it sucks. But you might not be wrong. Keaton Haas says, I watched the movie Closer like you recommended. I hadn't seen it. It's a great movie. Natalie Portman is incredible. A couple scenes with her are just, wow. Glad I watched it. Thanks, Josh. You're very welcome, my friend. You're very welcome. It's a good flick. Angelo Cisa says, think Tobey is for sure for Doctor Strange 2. I don't know. I don't know what to believe. I would have told you both. I don't see why not both. And also, remember, there's so much confusion about his contract. Is he signed? Is he not signed? Does he need more money? Does he not need more money? Like, what is the dealio with that? So, it's possible that he's doing a lot, man, you know? Who knows? Bombad Kwai Gungan says, what up, Josh? Just watched Thor 2 last night for the first time, and my gosh, it was great. What do you think about it? I can't wait for the 4th. I have a soft spot for Thor 2. A lot of people shit on Thor 2. I like it. I love the brother dynamic between Loki and Thor. I find it to be pretty good. I'm a sucker for elves and high fantasy and that Asgardian shit coming in. I did think it was pretty bland the way they did Malachi and, you know, all that. So a lot of that was stupid. And the end fight was pretty whack. Didn't make any fucking sense. But overall, I actually liked the movie. And can't wait for the 4th. Yeah, man. Bad Batch. 45 days away, I think. Mike Motherflippin' Porter says, splash that nerd coin on me, man. Absolutely, Mike. I don't think I can do it right now because I'm not signed in. but I can get it done. I'll post on the Discord right after this, Mike, when I get it sorted. Okay. Tom Cub says, if I don't see the Spider-Man will return in Spider-Man 4 after the post-credits scene with Tobey and Andrew in Spider-Man 3, I will actually riot. Yeah. Oh, Tom, I'm going to be so disappointed if they don't pull that off. I mean, they're just, again, it seems like maybe we're headed, I really don't want to head in this direction where all the fanboy dreams and hopes are just getting, like, destroyed. Because I don't think that's good for anybody. You know what I mean? If that ends up happening. Elisa Scott says, could be that Benedict is done filming, but his double isn't. Or maybe that he is done, but the movie hasn't officially wrapped yet. Yes, these are possible explanations. Another possible explanation is he realizes that he's shooting Spider-Man 3 and 4, and they don't even necessarily know how they're actually cutting those separate, and he's confused. And he's just saying what he thinks will make it make sense. You know what I mean? All of these things to me are just as likely, you know? Jay Workman says, for the $10 holla, with how they've set out the previous MCU Spider-Man movies, it would make more sense to have Spider-Verse related she's in Doctor Strange than in Spider-Man 3, right? Bro, you are not wrong. Like, for sure, it actually does make more sense. And now maybe we're all starting to get the feeling that if they are in Spider-Man 3, it's likely a tease or a setup for what would eventually happen in maybe a Sony Spider-Man Spider-Verse thing, and also Doctor Strange 2. I've actually said that I think Doctor Strange 2 and the multiverse breaking over here could also happen congruently to Sony. And if they were really wicked smart, they'd set up like a comic book crossover event thing and then have a few actual tie-in appearances and stuff, which could be great. But yeah, I think you're onto something there, man, for sure. Sketchy Eddie with the very generous $100 donation. Holy crap, man. Thank you so much. Definitely getting a shit ton of nerd coin for that. Debate 8 was rigged, says Sketchy Eddie. Dude, that's what I've heard. I don't even want to look into it. I've got so much stuff going on right now. The last thing I need is get into this thing and be like, okay, Adam, what's going on over at Debate 8, huh? What's going on over at Debate 8? For now, just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Not a big deal. But, yeah, if you have proof of the rigging, send me all the video evidence and we'll have the trial of Adam. We'll have the trial of Adam. And it'll be fantastic. Thank you, Sketchy Eddie. Carl says, I stopped simping for Darren after her Toby shrug. And not knowing who the Young Avengers and the Thunderbolts are. LOL. Take my money. Yeah. Well, you know, you'll find when it comes to nerds, there's always holes in a nerd's game. I have plenty of holes in my game. Definitely on the anime side, the manga side of things. Definitely got some holes. DC Comics, for sure, got some holes. It is what it is, brother. But look, man, you know, also it's your money. You know what I mean? And I think Darren will be all right. I think she'll pick up a few sims here or there. Felicity says, you blocked my troll? How dare you? Have a nerdy day. I don't know what troll you're referring to. I apologize if you had a troll account that you were having a lot of fun with and I just blocked it. My bad, Felicity. You seem real chill. Eric Gaines, welcome to the Nerdventures. You are a Nerdventure now. Jay Workman says, also, Theory summed it up the other day. Let KK handle the business side of Star Wars and let creative professionals handle creative decisions. Is it too much to ask that they learned their sequel trilogy lesson? Who knows? Jay Workman, totally fair. Here's the thing that bugs me. And I don't want to go too hard on this, but here's the thing that bugs me. What evidence do we have that in the modern era, with a significant pop culture brand, that a president of a company that's also a producer, what like other example of that do we have in the modern space where the person not only doesn't fuck shit up, but actually improves everything and brings everything together? Okay? That would be Kevin Feige, of course. And what I what I'm really saying here is, if there were meetings, if there was an opportunity for Feige to come over and help, and Kathy Kennedy said, I don't need no man, and said no, and then Disney said, we're going to act like everything's fine and just do this, then it's like, I have a big problem with that. Do you know what I mean? Like, on the surface level, like saying, let KK handle the business side of things and let creatives handle creative decisions. Like, I'm just being honest. That sentence is so milquetoast that you don't even have to say it. It's obvious. We're not talking about this ideological situation of like a Sims game where, oh, this is where you put this sim, this is where you put that sim. No, we're talking about a brand that has already had significant damage, that has a president that has not adequately fulfilled the duties of being president, and potentially said no to the help of someone in-house, more or less, that also happens to be the greatest producer of all time. To me, like, the story isn't, hey, maybe that she learned her lessons from the sequel trilogy and she'll just handle the business side of it. The story is, the culture of Star Wars is broken. The culture of the Star Wars fan base is broken. They continue to make boneheaded decisions, and the leadership that's responsible for that culture is getting a contract extension. So, I feel you, dog, but it's a nah from me, fam. You understand? Like, hardcore nah. But I'm not going to, like, dwell on it. You know what I mean? RG says, I'm going into these MCU movies / TV shows for the multiverse expecting to be disappointed. I'm officially off the hype train until I see what's planned. Fair. Totally fair, man. Got to protect yourself. I understand. Drafter says, who was responsible for bringing in John and Dave? Well, Dave Filoni was hired directly by George Lucas. You know what I mean? Considered to be like the protege, you know, of George. So, if that was KK, then that was a hugely brilliant move, but maybe it wasn't hers. I'm not sure. She put them together on Mando, which is a great decision. Also, I think a no-brainer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. For me, and perhaps it is just the level of frustration I have with this news, but I can't give you an inch on that, dude. Like, I'm sorry, I just can't give you an inch. It doesn't feel, to me personally, I don't feel comfortable being like, oh yeah, no, it's gonna be okay, or like shilling for that outcome in any way. You know what I mean? Rogue Soul says, nah, I completely agree with you. She is a boomer with thin skin and is out of touch, but she also produced The Last Airbender, so that's pretty sick. Are you talking about the M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong one, though? Josh, they spent 30 minutes in The Last Jedi to tell us zoos are bad when they shouldn't have wasted a minute. I think she's pushing her agenda. But Sheev, okay, let's talk about that for a second. Because, like, again, strong disagree from me, brother. Because they've been putting moral and social messaging in all forms of entertainment since the goddamn beginning of time. And most of the time, it's actually not done for altruistic reasons. It's done to get you to feel good, so you keep coming back and giving motherfuckers your money. Disney doesn't give a fuck about making sure zoos go away. They don't. Like, they really don't. What was done in The Last Jedi was a creative decision made that, yes, was coming from an artistic place where they're like, I want to put this messaging into my art. Art is always that way. It pushes both ways. I totally disagree that the horrible scene, completely unneeded scene, really stupid scenes and sequences of Canto Bight are an agenda thing. You guys are so brainwashed to receive things through this culture war lens. It's not culture war. It's not culture war. It's a shitty leader. It's a shitty call. Like, you don't need that in the film because it detracts from the film. You don't not need it in the film because it's talking about how zoos are bad. If it was talking about how zoos were bad, but Finn was flipping around, cutting motherfuckers' heads off with a lightsaber and like being a true G, none of you fuckers would be like, I can't believe they think zoos are bad. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's deeper than that. Deeper than that. But I also understand the emotion behind what you're saying. Ross says, my Clubhouse nerddom is growing, bro. Please get at me when you can. I will, brother. I see your text coming in, man. Dealing with some stuff behind the scenes. But yeah, I'll get back to you soon. T-Love says, I thought it was obvious KK is a classic Karen boomer. She's the type to get trolled by Wendy's Twitter page. 100% agree. Luis says, what's the point of KK staying on? Stability, probably mostly for shareholders. Jordan Baldridge says, hear anything about the Lord of the Rings show? No, not really. I'm pumped for it, though. I'm pumped. Felicity says, Disney/Lucasfilm is garbage company. I can't support them if they don't clean house. Just spend my time doing other things. Dude, I'm not even supporting them the same way. And that's not like I want to tell everybody to make sure they do the same thing. I'm just trying to be real with y'all. Every time I go into Target, I walk past Star Wars merch. I walk past Star Wars stuff. There was a time where if I had to look at the number of dollars I was spending on Star Wars stuff a month, it would be frightening. We're a far away from that. You know what I mean? A far away from that. So, Darth Denver says, Tobey won't be in, but Bully Maguire will be. I'm into that. Why not? Tommy Banana says, if we're a giveaway winner, yes, please DM me. I actually have all of it packed up, and I am going to the post office today. So please message me on, like, a few of you did, and I'll go back on the post and try to message you guys. But yeah, message me your contact info. Things are getting shipped today. Love the channel and all the new shows. It brightens my week. Thanks, Josh and Denim Nerds. Yeah, I appreciate that, brother. We're doing a lot, but hey, everybody's having fun. Everybody's having fun. We're growing. We're providing value. It's a good time over here. You know, you just gotta get over that. I'm gonna be a grumpy old nerd sometimes. If we can get over the fact that I'm gonna be a grumpy old nerd sometimes, and we bring in a lot more pleasant, better looking, more positive people, I think the direction of the channel will be very positive. And perhaps phase me out a little bit, which wouldn't be terrible. Star Wars Iron Giant, welcome to the Nerdventures. You are a Nerdventure now. And your follow-up super chat says, hey, Josh, what is your opinion of the Runaways, and how do you think they can be incorporated? And do you think they could bring back Legion? Let's start with Legion. They could absolutely do Legion. Again, be very challenging to do it better than I think Noah Hawley did. Terrific show. They could do Legion. I don't know. I feel like Legion is probably low on the totem pole for Feige, though. Especially because he wouldn't want those comparisons. And he did meet with Hawley. He acknowledges that Hawley is an incredible force. The Runaways, I haven't really watched the show. Okay. Now, the comics are dope. But never like a huge thing for me, you know, never like really crazy. To be honest with you, my favorite version of the Runaways isn't even the version that we see in the show. I like when they get the scroll Zavin. Zavin's one of the coolest characters, in my opinion, of that little era there. Like, Zavin was really sweet. So, I don't know. I like the Runaways. Would love to see them coming into it a little bit more. And there's room for it, but I don't know. 34 Virgo says, over under Black Widow is VOD and movie release. That is a tough one, bro. That is a tough one. That's the whole thing right now. It would appear it's going theatrical in its OG date, but we also have a lot of evidence that it's going theatrical in later dates in like different markets. I don't know what to believe. Look, I cannot imagine the Raya of the Last Dragon did well on Disney Plus. I think, again, you want to talk about like boomers? I think their whole mentality with premium access films and the way they did it was so stupid. Like, here's the thing. Let's just be real. You paid $4 billion for Marvel because it's one of the only things motherfuckers would buy for $30 on a subscription service. Like, Raya the Last Dragon? Get out of here, dude. Mulan? Live action friggin' Power Rangers remake? Get out of here. How are you going to lead with some of the weirdest content. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. I think they should have started with Black Widow. They should have done it a long time ago, and then they maybe would have made more money on these other films. But what do I know? Jay Workman says, totally agree with you, man. When there's a way of possibly repairing damage and their pride instead slams the door instead helps face, it's just laughable, isn't it? What has happened to this brand, bro? It's exactly what that's my point. That's my whole point, is I don't get it. What legacy of Disney Star Wars are we trying to protect? What legacy? I don't get it. Just me. Sheev the Wise says, yeah, that's what I mean, though. They wasted half a movie. No, that's not what you mean, Sheev. I like you a lot, but that's not what you mean. And I'm not just going to let you off the hook because you're like, oh, yeah, that's what I meant. No, it's not. No, it's not. What you meant was Kathy Kennedy, the president of a publicly traded company that's also a part of a conglomerate, was so obsessed with her own political agendas that she put her own political agendas above making money. That's what you said, Sheev. And I said, nah, fam, miss me with that shit. She's just not good at the job, son. That's what it is, Sheev. Capisci? Jordan Baldridge says, preach, Josh. The culture war is overhyped on all sides. People are buying in when the folks pushing it don't give a D and just want to exploit fans. Totally, dude. I think the amount of people that are exhausted from the culture war bullshit is way higher than people realize. Way higher. Rogue Soul says, yes, the M. Night trash that wipes feces all. Did she really produce on that? Oh, no. Well, you win some, you lose some, I guess, huh? You win some, you lose some. A burning Ghost Rider-esque passion. Yeah, I get you, brother. The Joker Wild says, how do you feel about creating a Discord for Nerdvengers supporting Nerdvengers, where we can post links for our online business, make art, have it printed on clothing and apparel, a Nerdpreneurs community of sorts? I have zero problem with that. I mean, to be real, though, if you're if you're doing what you should be doing as a business, sort of the last thing you would need would be like an online nerdy community to try to like leverage your business. Like, basically what I'm saying is this. I get in this discussion with people all the time where they're like, if you want to have a successful business, you cannot have the main support come from friends and family. That'll just never work. And it's like getting people to go subscribe to a YouTube channel that you know they're not going to watch just because you want to help the person out. It's like the idea is chill, but in all actuality, it doesn't make any sense. Like, if let's say I know a guy that makes a YouTube videos about barbecue sauce. Okay? I love barbecue sauce. I love all kinds of different barbecue sauce. I'm into barbecue sauce. But if just because I like the sauce and I like this guy or gal, I tell all of you, go subscribe to barbecue sauce, the den of sauce or whatever, right? You guys go subscribe. YouTube sees this influx of subscribers. But then the reality is, you might watch one barbecue sauce video, maybe two, but you're not into barbecue sauce, period. So you're not going to watch that channel. And what that means is this seemingly nice gesture, this good idea to get everybody to go subscribe to this channel. YouTube will eventually see that there's a ton of people subscribed that don't give a shit about this channel. That's bad data. So in the same way, it's like, could we, as a business, could I use or leverage or come in and get on? It's like, sure. But if you don't have the ability to do that yourself, I mean, customer acquisition is a part of business. You know what I mean? So I would just tell you, like, sure, but also, like, that is not a golden ticket. There are no golden tickets. You have to build a network. You have to build business. You have to build a product. You have to build a relationship with your customers. It takes time. But could you do that through some of our channels? Absolutely. I don't see why not. Nathan Tattoo says, Josh, give me a follow on Clubhouse so we can talk sometime, bro. I got ideas. Hey, did you follow me or whatever? I gotta be honest, I haven't even been on Clubhouse, like, at all. But I will. Kevin says, with the $5 holla, would it be possible to see that sweet Mugen sword from Samurai Champloo in the background up close? For sure. So it's not like a high quality, like, so I have a ton of katanas, and I have some combat katanas, I have some training katanas. This is literally just an item for show. You know what I mean? Like, look, I literally just broke it. It's like a flimsy kind of, like, it doesn't even cut really well. You know what I mean? I don't even know if it's totally straight. Yeah, so some of those things are just for show. Like, if you go to a Comic-Con, like, I would, like, here's a word of advice. If you go to a Comic-Con and you get, like, caught up in the hype and you're like, oh, I want to buy this, whatever, like the Mugen sword or whatever, maybe Jean or whatever. Just understand that, like, most of the stuff you're going to buy at a con is, like, super cheap Chinese or Filipino stuff that's basically, like, drop shipped to these people at dirt cheap so that they can make a big fat margin at, like, a big hyped event. So, like, I would never pay, like, serious dough for anything like that. And if you want to get an actual combat saber, like, or a combat katana, there's ways to find that. You know what I mean? Kevin, welcome to the Nerdventures. You are a Nerdventure now. I thought we already did that, though. I don't know. Bob says, off topic, hope your move is going or went well. Are you still in the third floor basement? Yeah. So the move is going to happen in like 3 weeks, basically. So not this Friday and not next Friday, but then the Friday after that is when I'll be moving in. So we'll do, basically what's going to happen is we'll do the Falcon and the Winter Soldier stream like early in the morning. I'll probably drop a video off to Elisa, and then I will like take a couple of hours a nap and then begin to move in. And I'm going to move in that weekend. I'll probably still do streams, but they'll be like maybe from the iPhone again or something as I'm moving in. I might even show you guys the place or whatever. So yeah, thank you for the support, man. Appreciate that. Let's see here. Mike says they honestly didn't want to back the on-demand releases, but obviously that's obvious by the fact that Warner Brothers released the entire slate. Yeah, very true, Mike. Yeah, and again, it's a weird thing because maybe they don't need to. You know? Maybe the theatrical stuff is hot enough, bro. Maybe their streaming stuff is hot enough. Nathan says, Dev followed you, homie. By the way, I'm a sword and gun guy, too. Fantastic, man. You love to hear it. I'll definitely eventually get on. Definitely get on there. Brandon says, why does the Nerdventures Discord keep telling me the verification level is too high and won't let me post on any of the Nerdventures channel? I thought I paid to be a member. Okay, Brandon, I believe I know what's happening here. And hopefully somebody in the channel can reach out to you and help you out. You have to go in. There's like a thing you haven't done, basically. And trust me, I get it because Discord seems... when I first started in there, I was like, this is crazy. I don't know what the fuck this is. You've got to... like, and somebody can help you. But I believe there's like... you've got to read a thing or do a reaction to a thing, which is going to tell our bots that you read the rules. I think is what's happening. Once you read the rules... And basically it's like on a website where you're like, yes, I agree. Then you have full access. And I think there's something else you have to do to link your Nerdventure member there. But that should be fairly simple once you get past the first part. So, Brandon, apologies. Definitely should be able to get you verified. Definitely should be able to get you into all the contests and all the cool stuff over there. Email me at thedenofnerds@gmail.com with your contact information if it doesn't get resolved today. Verified email? Yeah, I don't know, Brandon. Email me if you're having trouble. We'll figure it out, okay? All right, what is going on in the chat, guys? What is going on in the chat? How y'all doing today? Good luck with the move, I see, for sure. Cut a bunch of watermelons. That's dope. Following Star Wars since 77. When I was 10, I've been involved with it my entire life. You're telling me I don't understand Star Wars is BS. Oh, you must be talking to somebody else. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Passionate Star Wars fans, you know? Passionate Star Wars fans. Passionate Star Wars fans. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I see some. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't like this. I don't like this. I see some conflict in the chat. I don't like conflict. Demon Slayer's dope. The sauce of nerds. The sauce will return when we're stable. When we're stable in the new place. You live for conflict. Maybe. Maybe not. Wait, is it the... Yes, Rogue Soul. It's the den of nerds at gmail.com. I always say that, and I've been done telling y'all that y'all are not emailing the right... Anyway. Hot sauce branded den of nerds. Yeah, that could be cool. Can we mention how great Lava's Discord is? I spent way too much time playing those games, and I have kids to feed. Y'all are doing great work. Yeah, man. I don't hang over there that much. But dude, Lavis is great, man. He's one of my favorite dudes. He's a good worker. He's really smart. I like his commentary. I don't think you replied to my emails. Liam, I'm sorry, brother. Look, there's a lot. I got a lot of emails, and I'm gonna try to get through them all. What are we gonna do at midnight tonight? I'm sure there'll be people on the Discord and stuff. You know what I mean? Chilling. So there'll be a lot of fun being had, for sure. Zack Snyder 2 and 3 comments. Yeah, man, I'm really hoping. There's definitely some evidence to suggest that that's what's happening, that they're going to do 2 and 3. I'd love it, dude. I'd fucking love it. Oh, man, I really want more of Zack Snyder stuff. Yo, did y'all notice? Put a 1 into the chat and be honest. Don't put it in there if you didn't notice. Did you guys all notice how, like, I got just a little too triggered last night about Snyder? Like, Darren was, like, talking her ish. And I was like boiling, dude. I was like, I was like getting hot, dude. I was like, Kill Bill, where it's like, and then I was like, I strongly disagree in that like total douchebag voice that I can do. It was fantastic. It was fantastic. A-Bar says, can we mention how great... Oh, sorry. Star Wars Iron Giant says, hey, Josh, I heard something about how mutants will be introduced. I heard that they will be trying to do a pre-Iron Man storyline. What have you heard? I've heard similar things, but I'm also shell-shocked, and I can't believe and talk about leaks and all that anymore, man. So, Darren is a perfect foil to Josh. She really is. She really is. No, I like the show. I like doing the stream with her. I'm excited to continue to do stuff with her, you know? It's fun. Snyder Topics gets people's heated. Yeah. We were really all triggered last night. I know. I feel like this whole nerdy situation, and look, I wasn't paying attention to the chat today when I was talking about KK. I assume it got hot. I assume there were emotions flying and people being angry. But at the same time, there is something kind of fun about being able to complain and have a place to complain and talk about it and fight about it and have people feel differently without it being such a thing that we can't continue to have fun. So, yeah. 2.5 hours? Damn. Yeah, we had a lot to get into. I got really butthurt. Yeah, exactly. Keep the politics at home. We're nerd-venging over here. Indeed. Adam from Fanjecture says, it's okay to have different opinions, but we draw the line at insulting each other over our opinions. For sure. I agree with that. You shouldn't insult people over their opinions. I also feel Like, not everybody can be perfect all the time. And just because you do maybe cross the line once or get upset or whatever, it's not the end of the world. Look, I see a lot of bullshit on our Discord. I know there are people in there literally trying to cause problems. I know there are trolls. I know there are like secret imposter agents from other communities that are coming in and trying to destroy our shit. And also, too, I know that there are some buttholes out there that don't even understand that their whole life there have been massive problems always around them in every situation that's social, and yet they can't understand that it's them, it's not the world. So there are people out there that just can't get along with motherfuckers. And if you think I'm going to let the community be soured even a little bit by grumpy people that can't socialize with other people, you're 100% wrong. You can still watch the content, but you will be banned from all of our communication channels. Star Wars Iron Giant says, I was on yours in theory stream. I was the one who compared Disney is screwing the pooch on Star Wars and is coddling Marvel. Yeah, and I think that in some ways you're absolutely right. It's frustrating. It's also business. There's a side of it that's business, you know, and so just try to keep it in perspective. You know what I mean? Keep it in perspective. Which Star Wars / Marvel channels do you dislike? I'm not really going to answer that question. I don't really need to answer that question. But the thing is, there's very few content creators that I really do like. I will say a few of them. I think Paul from Heavy Spoilers is fantastic. I think Star Wars Theory is fantastic. I actually really like Eckhart's Ladder, even though he and I don't like get along at all. I think on the content side of things, fantastic. Great content. Thor Skywalker, decent. A little... You know, I feel as though he leans a little into the, you know, hate mob cliques or whatever. But I'm sure people even think that about me. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. On the Marvel side, it's like kind of culty. Cosmic Wonder, to be honest, has been improving. And I have been catching some of Warren's videos lately. I still really don't like Michael Roman. That's a totally separate thing. I don't really watch Charlie from Emergency Awesome anymore. But I will say this. I always thought Charlie was, like, incredible. I would never shit-talk Charlie. I think he does stuff that I personally am not a fan of anymore at my stage of content consumption, where I'm like, I can see the playbook. I can see you draining the time. I can see you trying to get the watch time. And, like, to me, it just doesn't do it for me anymore. But it works, and he is good. He does provide value in his videos. You'll never watch a Charlie video and completely feel like it wasted your time. I think. So there's a few. There's a few for you. Star Wars Iron Giant says, I can't wait to see Adam Warlock. Oh! Me neither. Me neither. I heard they're casting it right now. Josh, answer it. Wait, what are you talking about? New Rockstars? I don't really watch New Rockstars, but I know they do good stuff. Just not my thing. I know it's really successful and it's really great. Look, I have a weird taste. I would never sit here and tell you, like, my tastes are the average metric for what people should enjoy on YouTube. I watch, like, podcasts about AI and listen to people drone on about, like, what is consciousness and can we do it for, like, hours. And they're just talking like robots. I watch weird hour-long podcasts about Bitcoin. You know what I mean? So, like, my shit isn't your shit. Right? Yeah. Bane Ndedu says, MCU has never been as good as the comics. Star Wars EU has always been better than films. Why would that ever change? Make some fanfic or original material. So, I don't know if I agree. I think there are moments like for instance, I think Infinity War is legit better than Infinity Gauntlet. Infinity Gauntlet is a great story, but go back and read it, dude. It's a little dated. It's a little dry. It's like, okay, damn, super bombastic, whack-ass Jack Kirby comic book stuff. And it wasn't even him. I think it was Ditko, right? I don't know. Who did the art in that? Anyway. Yeah. I don't know if I fully agree, man. And I think there are Star Wars things that are better than the EU for sure. For sure. I think Rogue One is super solid. So I get the spirit of what you're saying, but I can't just give you a flat agree. Like, the MCU has never been as good as the comics. I don't know about that, bro. That first Iron Man movie is solid, dude. I don't know if I've ever read an Iron Man comic and got the feelings I got from that Iron Man movie. That shit was hot. So, I don't know. Ross says, thankful for Den of Nerds because too many shills with no critique. Yeah, it's a weird time out there, man. It's a weird time out there in the world. That is for sure. Jim Starlin created Thanos. Indeed, he did. Josh, what's your political channel again? Well, currently there is none. And when it comes back, I will let you know. MCU elevates many of the comics. I agree, actually. I agree with that. Yo, Brandon, did you get sorted? Or what? I can't watch Campia anymore. He's too condescending. Yeah. I feel you. I feel you there. Josh, do you listen to Lex Friedman on AI? I listen to Lex almost daily, man. I think he's it's a good egg right there. What Marvel graphic novel would you recommend for my son in high school? That's kind of hard. I don't know what his tastes are. I don't know what he likes. I assume you're kind of saying like, oh, he just likes Marvel. What would be a great book? I would say Time Runs Out, man. Like literally put him on Time Runs Out or Secret Invasion. We're heading into Secret Invasion. Dude, that Secret Invasion story is wild, son. So maybe Secret Invasion. Go through the big hitters. Go through the big hitters, man. Do, your Secret Wars from the 80s. Your Kree-Skrull War. Do your Avengers vs. X-Men. Do your Secret Invasions, Hit your big stories. Yeah. What do I think the next Avengers level storyline since they are introducing the Hidden Invasion? Yeah, that's what I think it is. I think it's going to be the Hidden Invasion or Secret Invasion. I think the Skrulls are going to play a role there. But I also think we're getting sort of a combo that will lead into some Secret Wars stuff. Yeah. Robert Meyer Burnett is great. Yeah, I love Robert Meyer Burnett. I actually hit him up on Twitter, and I said I'd love to chat with him. He didn't get back to me. I assume Campia said no. Bane and Dedu says, fine. Infinity War and Revenge of the Sith. Hey, look, how about that? Little compromise, man, Little compromise there. Nothing wrong with that. Appreciate the support, and I think you made a fine point. What else is going on? What's going on with this chat? They're trying to get their coins, dog. They're trying to get their coins. That's what that is. By the way, we are going to have items for you guys to be able to buy with coin soon. In fact, we'll talk about it on Saturday. Yeah, we'll talk about it on Saturday. Good times. Oh, man. This chat, you guys are a little wild. We have an incredible community. Gotta get that coin. Dead coin. Okay, Patrick, this is a great question, brother. I'm trying to figure out a solution for this. I'm going to probably have to start tweeting about these streams and putting them on Discord for everybody to see or whatever. Yeah, like how do you get the streams on the weekend? Guys, unless otherwise stated, the streams on the weekend are always at noon on Saturday and at noon on Sunday. If you can't find the stream and you are a paying Nerdventure member or a paying Nerdventure Prime member, tweet at us, get on the Discord. There are thousands of people on our Discord, some of them very, very helpful, and they will get you sorted out. So always noon on Saturday, noon on Sunday. Okay? If you can't find it, go to the Discord. They will help you there. Okay? Whitney says, make these people stop wanting to make me watch Age of Ultron. Is that what you're saying? Umbrella Academy. No, you got to watch it. No, you got to watch it. You're right. They are making you do it. Sheev says, my bad for the zoo comment. You right. Can we get infamous Iron Man in the MCU one day? What do you think? Yeah, brother, for sure. And look, I got a little hot there when I was talking to you, but it wasn't you I was frustrated with. It's like the whole culture war thing. It's not you. I get it. In fact, I actually really get it, bro. Like, I really get it, which is why, like, we're different here. Because, like, we have, you know, Trump supporters. We have SJWs. We have people that have these varying degrees of belief. And if you're able to keep that separate and try to be chill here, you're welcome. We deal with triggering on all different sides for all different things. So, no frustration meant directly at you. As far as infamous Iron Man, that would be hot. But what I'd like to see, if they do the Tom Cruise Iron Man, make that Tom Cruise Iron Man, infamous Iron Man. Well, no. Actually, make him drunk Iron Man. Make him drunk Iron Man and have him be like just evil, right? And like a evil, twisted, drunk, bitter Tony, like Demon in a Bottle style, and like just, you know, horrible. Now, as far as infamous Iron Man, I think you're talking about when Dr. Doom became Iron Man, right? It was like after Secret Wars where he kind of still remembered some of the God Doom stuff, and he took Iron Man's suit and was Iron Man. That would be super cool. But that story is probably not going to happen in the MCU if you just think about the fact that Tony's dead, basically, you know? Elisa Scott says, we get all our crazy from you. Yeah, I am sort of a freaking fountain of crazy over here, like a nexus. Maybe I'm like a nerdy, crazy nexus being, or like a yeah, I don't know. Brain's not firing fully today. Patrick Ray says, cool, Josh, love the stream and take my money. Appreciate you, Patrick. Appreciate you a lot, brother. Carl says, at Whitney, watch Umbrella Academy or Rap Battle, your choice. Yo, the gauntlet has been thrown down, Whitney. Are you going to accept the Rap Battle, or are you going to accept the Umbrella Academy watch party? Because you must choose. Where is the Dunkin'? I only had one today. Only had one Dunkin' so far. I got to go out and get some more coffee after this. I have a busy day today. Are we having a WandaVision release watch review for the new making of the show? No, sorry, bro. I need the week off. Mike. I need the Thursday off. We're going to go right into 6 more weeks, potentially into 6 more weeks, you know? Rap battle Josh with Elisa representing me. Oh, me and Elisa doing a little rap battle? That might be pretty cool. That might be chill. Holy shit, Jonathan. God damn. Jonathan Velasquez says $1 more than Sketchy Eddie because fanjecture debate is infallible. Holy mother of God. Oh my God. WandaVision episode 9 was the best. Hashtag bonergate to the moon. Fuck. Oh my God. Hope your move goes well, and here's some gas in the tank and Dunkin' in the mug during the move. P.S. After dark and Darren's danger room for life. Yo, Jonathan Velasquez, thank you so much, brother. You've been a big supporter for a long time. Really appreciate the love. Obviously a ridiculous donation. Thank you so much. But also, man, for real, appreciate you. And am pumped that you're digging the new stuff, man. Like, you know, it is sort of a struggle to get all of this stuff figured out, to get all of these people on the same page, to have a sort of branded feeling amongst all the shows and all that. So there's a lot that's going into it. But overall, man, like, look, you guys are responding so... Jesus Christ. You guys are... All right, I'm going to have to end this stream. Y'all are going to embarrass me with this. I'm not good with this kind of shit. Y'all need to stop, for real, for real. And that is not a signal to do it more. That is a signal to stop. Look, you guys are responding in a way that is giving not only me, but all of the EPs, the people that edit for us, all of our people fully recognize and can see all of the love and the support and the excitement that is coming from the community. It is an awesome feedback loop. We are super excited for some of the stuff that we have planned. The content side of that is always going to be a huge part of it. Making sure that it looks great, making sure that it sounds great, making sure that it's really interactive with you guys. Love it, right? But we also have some other ideas that are like maybe in the video game space, in the in the augmented reality space, in the virtual reality space. We're looking to do some really wild things that in some ways eclipse maybe even the content. But for me personally, and this is really what we're going to talk about on Sunday, is for me, if we start with the content engine and we have the network itself, then whatever we build ancillary to that, if it is built to support the content system, I think it's gonna be a fantastic thing. Like, it's one thing to want to play your video game with your friends. It's another thing to want to play your video game while watching the same streaming program, or play a game with the audience that watches the program that's interacting with the stream. So there's weird ideas we're playing with, and the macro is big. But goddamn, y'all are making me feel very weird. But thank you. Crest says, did someone save more coffee for the $20? Very generous. JT coming in for 102. Hashtag rigged. I mean, holy shit. Ridiculous. And also, thank you. Big Stevie, no LOL for $103. What the fuck is happening in this stream? Y'all are doing the most. Y'all are doing too much. Stop it right now. Mike Haas, Nerdventures Assembly and Represent. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Pete Alpho says, any thoughts about Hera replacing Cara Dune character? I think Hera is dope. I love Hera. I think in the middle of a sea of shitty decisions, that was a pretty good decision they made. So that is pretty good. All right, I'm going to fly through these super chats and then we're getting out of here because this is just too much. Eric Gaines says, screw it, I love it here. Thanks, brother. We appreciate you, man. Drafter 5150 says, MCR and UA to the boner moon. Now with the boners. I've had enough with these mother flipping boner jokes on this mother flipping boner stream. Mike Porter says, just pretend this is like $100. LOL. Mike, I mean, let's be real. You've given so much over the time, man, and you've always been helping and supporting, man. Whew. Very, very cool. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the love. Mitzi says, I'm watching you during work. Well, always. Okay, that last part, you didn't need to add that, but thank you, Mitzi. Keep it up. Thank you so much. I do appreciate the support, and also I do appreciate the perhaps strange undertones of that message. Are we okay here? Are we okay? Are we okay here? Is everybody okay? By the way, you can, in all honesty, dude, and this is going to sound so stupid, but you don't, I think you don't have, if you did $100 donation, you can take it back. Like, it's good for the memes. It's good enough for the memes for us. Y'all give us so much support, you really don't need to do that. So you can literally take that back, and you can do it after the stream. Daniel Dodd says, I don't have $100, but I got 5 on it. Love this channel so much. Thank you, dude. Thank you, man. Now, we love you guys. You know, thank you so much. And we're going to continue to push it, man. We're going to continue to push it to the limit. Okay. We're going to get out of here, okay? It's just a lot, guys. Holy cow. Bane says, based on Scientology, Iron Man cruise for the win. Jesus Christ. Yeah, thanks, Bane. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Obi-Wan the homie, aka Beskar Batman, says, much love for Papa Josh and the whole nerdy family. Love us more than we could know. Oh man, I appreciate that so much too. You know, look, I'll say one thing. I will say that it has been very nice, and yesterday I put a little thing on the Discord because there is some family stuff going on. There is someone very close to me that is very sick. That's all I really want to say about it for now. And so I do appreciate all of the support and also just the positive thoughts, the prayers, all of that. It was pretty amazing to go into the Discord yesterday and to see all of that positivity. It was very cool. I think, just life is a funny thing, man. You just never know. You know what I mean? You just never know. And I think that life is full of good, but also tragically bad things. And I think you just never know, man. You can think like everything is going this one direction. Everything is like, so good. And then all of a sudden, like one thing that is completely out of your control can happen. And it's like you can then sit back and have all the same things, all the success, all of the things that are happening in front of you. And you can sit there and feel completely empty about it. And it's this realization that even in the moments that we're building and growing and satisfying our own, desire to be ambitious, that even that, just one mental thing, putting you in a state, making you radically feel and think about something in a different way. And you can sit there like in the middle of a mountain of gold and feel useless and feel empty and feel horrible. And, it's just a very weird world. You know what I mean? That we live in. So, hold your loved ones. Hold your loved ones. That's all I'll say. Rogue Soul says, I regret nothing. Keep my money. I appreciate the support, man. Thank you very much. Sheev says, the stonks have been doing great. Gotta give you a big one because it adds up. Love you, Josh. Give me doom. Sheev, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you so much, man. The support is fantastic. The patience is fantastic. I've got a hot head. You know what I mean? Like, I try to act really chill and zen, but that's because, like, there's a hothead underneath there. There's this fiery, dragon nerd that wants to just burn everything. So I appreciate your patience with me as I sort through that. Jonathan says, for the broke Vengers, hey, by the way, we are going to have a way soon for broke Vengers to be able to become a Nerdventure at no cost. Either maybe we'll take some of these super chats actually and sort of put it back into the community, because we can get these like gift cards and start like getting people to have the ability to become a member and all that. You know what I mean? So Stevie says, both my parents are in the hospital with severe Rona, so I understand, man. Yeah, dude. Shocking. You know what I mean? Shocking the way things can happen. And you just never know. And I think, that's all I want to say. Silver Star, thank you for the $5 holla, and I do appreciate the support. No message in there. Apologies if you are banned or whatever. Just hit me up and we'll figure that out, okay? Okay, guys. I think we're going to call it there. I feel like that was a pretty good stream. Appreciate all the ridiculous amount of support. You guys are fantastic, and I will catch you. We'll be doing a video later. And then we will be doing, obviously, a stream tomorrow as well, okay? All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate all the love. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And we will see you in the next video. Okay. Stinger. I'm really glad I decided to not be really covering Star Wars when I did, because this story, and I think some stories that are going to come out in the next couple of months, not that great. But I did want to let you guys know that we are going to be doing a stream, a show, Star Wars show, on Sundays, I'm hoping. And Star Wars Santa and Lord Callis are, I think, going to be co-hosting that stream. So there will be some Star Wars stuff for you guys on Sunday. And those guys are way better at being positive right now than me. So kind of want to like have something for you guys, you know, while you know, we head towards the other content. Oh my God, Whitney, no, you didn't. You better not. How dare you? But also, thank you. You guys are too sweet. All right, guys. See you later.